So we have David Lee, president of Field Roast, who is there with us. Hello, David.
Hi, how are you doing, Samir?
Good, thank you. So, David, Field Roast products have been banned or asked to be removed in Canada. Can you tell us a little bit about since when Field Roast products are available in Canada and how this issue happened now?
Yes, thank you. Well, first of all, I started the company almost 18 years ago, and what we do is we make a real vegetarian sausage, vegan sausage. We're not trying to imitate, animal products, animal flavors, animal meats, and that's been part of our mantra for the 18 years that we've been in business, and I think it's why also we've done very well with our products. People really enjoy them because we're not trying to imitate the sinew and flavor of animal meats. So we've been in Canada for about 6 or 7 years, and we've been enjoying a good business, and came by, spent some time in Montreal, in fact, and was really impressed with the vegan pâté that you guys have there. There's really great vegan pâtés in Montreal, I recall. But then all of a sudden, just 4 weeks ago, we got a letter from the CFIA, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, and they basically said that our products were not compliant in Canada. There is a rule that not many people know about, and we didn't certainly know about it, which is that if you make a vegan sausage that is in the same shape as an animal product, then the Canadian Food Inspection Agency requires you to have the same nutritional profile of an animal product. I think their intention is that they don't want people confused, or they think that they're holding animal protein as the standard, and that they're concerned that people will be getting something less than. And so they require that the regulations require that a protein efficiency ratio study needs to be done on all the ingredients that go in, all the protein sources that go into making vegan sausages. And this is actually an animal study. But there is actually, so that we were just blown away when we heard that. We were like, hold on, you want us to do an animal study on our base ingredient, which is a Canadian wheat protein flour that we get from Red Deer, Alberta. So we get basically vital wheat gluten flour from Red Deer, Alberta. And in this list of ingredients that have been tested with this study, vital wheat gluten is not one of them. So unbeknownst to us, it had never been tested. So they're not asking to test our products per se. They're asking to have our protein tested.
Okay.
So that's basically, the gist of it. And so they've asked us to basically, cease doing business in Canada. It wasn't a recall, so they didn't ask to have all of our products pulled off the shelf, but just to cease distribution.
Okay. So the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this story is, why now? I mean, I guess when you first started distributing product in Canada 6 years ago, you had forms to fill and you had maybe guidelines to follow and everything. Didn't you have all that information back then when you first started bringing your products here in Canada?
Yeah, we worked with a consultant that we hired who is well known in the industry, and we're a member of the Canadian Health Food Association, and we also have a brokerage relationship. So we have actually sales representatives throughout all of Canada, and they have worked in this category before. They were the people that really helped Eve's Veggie Cuisine get established in Canada, and it's just kind of one of those crazy situations where the consultant that we worked with didn't catch it, and then all the other people that we've worked with, no one ever talked about it, and to have our products, fortified with chemical vitamins and supplements, and then this protein ratio study. So, it's kind of a shock. It was actually a competitor's complaint. It was an industry complaint that brought their attention to us. So, I don't want to speculate, who that would be, but it was an industry complaint.
Okay, so it was an industry complaint. Is it a competitor from another vegetarian sausage or from a meat industry?
It could be, or it could be, It could be, a meat company, or I don't know who, exactly.
Okay. I've seen you've asked to get an exception or an exemption for your product. How this process going?
Actually, I just got off the phone just 5 minutes ago with someone from the CFIA. It's an ever-changing process, and we asked them to review the case. They reviewed it and basically held firm. And now we're actually going to launch an appeal, on the decision itself. We felt that it was punitive to have our products actually get pulled off the shelf because there was no safety risk. There was no one's been hurt by our products or is being hurt by them. And I think our customers are also very aware that they're vegan. I mean, they say vegan, all over the package. I guess that's all I can say to that. I think, there's this other process. There's this agency called the Food Directorate, which is a part of Health Canada. And the Food Directorate actually creates the nutritional guidelines. And so all this ultimately comes from the Food Directorate. And then the CFIA creates the regulations from the Food Directorate's guidance. And so we're actually speaking to the Food Directorate about looking at, overturning these laws and these rules. And we've gotten a tremendous amount of support from other Canadian businesses and organizations. In fact, there's a coalition of organizations: the Humane Society International, Canadians for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, Food Animals, Canadian Coalition for Farm Animals, Animal Advocacy, the Animal Alliance of Canada, Mercy for Animals Canada, Vancouver Humane Society, Environment Voters Party of Canada, and finally the Animal Justice Canadian Legislative Fund. So they've all signed off and have actually issued a press release about this. And I think for us, I'm a bit of an activist myself. I mean, my activism is really kind of part of my work, making food, and we feel that these rules are biased towards the animal protein industry, and that those of us who eat a vegetarian and vegan diet know that we can be very healthy without having products imitate through chemical means or through supplementation the nutritional values of animal products. So that's clear, and that we're eating quinoa and kale and tofu and all kinds of things, and I think most people understand this, but I don't think the regulations have stayed in touch with the changing values of consumers.
Okay, so maybe do you believe, because if you're talking about there's a bias, maybe it's not a health concern, but maybe it's more a business and a commerce issue more than a health issue? How do you feel about that?
I think, I'm not a conspiracy theorist type person, but there's been some pretty hardcore business moves here that have happened, and I do think that there might be some protectionism that's occurring. The industry is very small in Canada in terms of the vegetarian products that are manufactured in Canada. Beyond that, I can't really speculate exactly, the situation. But it's not a safety issue. I think that it's really about it's a paradigm that is dissolving. That's what's happening, and you can see it. I think it's exemplified by the milk category. You look at milk and how we see milk now, and so when we talk about milk, we talk about cow's milk, soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, hemp milk, oat milk, all these different milks. And we speak about them in the vernacular. So if I come over to your house and say, hey, you're fixing some tea, and you're going to say to me, David, would you like to have some almond milk in your tea? And I would say, yeah, okay, I'd love some. But when you go to the store to buy the almond milk, you can't buy almond milk at the store because it's called almond beverage. And, no one's referring to that product as almond beverage. You're not going to say, David, would you like some almond beverage in your tea? You're going to say, David, would you like some almond milk? And so also, all of these plant-based milks also have to be chemically fortified. So I think it's a bias that exists, and I know that there's there's a modernization act, a food labeling modernization act that's being considered right now, and so it's a good time to take a step back and look at these laws and get them updated.
All right. So, as consumers and people, merchants and people who are selling products and buying products, what can we do? How can we help Field Roast to have our products back, the products that people love to consume for the past 6-7 years?
Well, thank you. They can. There's going to be an online petition. There is actually an online petition right now at change.org. So they can go online and sign that petition. But there's another petition that is coming out and an effort, and they'll be, I guess, made aware of towards the end of this week. They can write a letter to their member of parliament. They can write a letter to Rona Ambrose, she's the executive of Health Canada. I guess they can do that.
All right. Well, we know it's a heavy blow for your business. It's not easy to run a business, but we wish you good luck in this ordeal, and we hope that everything gets solved in a timely manner.
Great, Samir. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right.